As darkness descends upon the Okavango floodplain, moisture rises from the waterlogged channels, forming a thin veil of mist that blurs the horizon. In the low grass, a slender figure lies motionless. Golden eyes wide open, pupils dilated to their fullest, measuring every breath of its prey. The cheetah waits. "200 yards ahead, a herd of springbok pauses at the water's edge. In fewer than 3 seconds, a body weighing less than 130 pounds will erupt from 0 to 60 miles per hour, faster than any supercar on the planet. But speed is merely one move on the board. And on the African savanna, this deadly game of chess has been playing out for millions of years. Welcome to Nature's Moments, where we explore the most extraordinary stories the natural world has to offer. Africa is the continent where the evolutionary arms race reaches its most unforgiving peak, where predator and prey have driven each other to the very limits of biology for tens of millions of years. Every survival tactic is a move on the board: strength, speed, intelligence, patience. But which tactic truly determines who lives and who dies? From the Okavango Delta to Kruger National Park, from Finda Private Game Reserve to the Mara River, each landscape harbors a distinct guild of hunters armed with unique evolutionary weapons. And each landscape conceals a different lesson in survival. The journey begins in the heart of the Okavango Delta, the territory the cheetah calls home. To understand why speed alone does not decide who lives and who dies, one must first understand the land where the race unfolds. The Okavango Delta is a paradox of nature. Water from the Angolan highlands never reaches the sea instead. It spills into the Kalahari Desert, creating one of the largest inland flood systems on Earth. Each year, the floodwaters take nearly 5 months to arrive. In the grip of a punishing dry season, water transforms sun-scorched grassland into a green paradise seemingly overnight. Thousands of species converge: antelope, zebra, buffalo, and behind them, the predators follow. Within this vast ecosystem, the evolutionary arms race burns fiercer than anywhere else on the African continent. And the cheetah is the most refined product of that race. "40 million years of evolution have sculpted its body into a machine built for one purpose: speed. A spine as flexible as a coiled spring, an expanded chest cavity housing an oversized heart and lungs. Every structure serves the chase. With a top speed exceeding 70 miles per hour, the cheetah is the fastest land animal on Earth. But its true weapon is not maximum velocity. It is acceleration. A cheetah can surge from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3 seconds, outpacing many commercial supercars. Research published in the journal Nature in 2013 revealed that a cheetah's muscle power output exceeds that of its prey by roughly 20%. While its acceleration advantage surpasses 30%. Yet, surprisingly, most hunts never reach top speed. In the wild, both cheetah and prey hold back a portion of their speed for something far more critical: the ability to change direction without warning. The long tail acts as a rudder, maintaining balance through sharp turns. Semi-retractable claws grip the ground like track spikes. But at high speed, every directional change burns an enormous amount of energy. And that is precisely why prey often wins with a single unexpected turn. Speed grants an advantage, but it also forces the cheetah to sacrifice raw power, a body too light to defend its kill against larger thieves like lions or spotted hyenas. For decades, scientists believed cheetahs had to rest after a hunt because their bodies overheated. But in 2013, research by Robin Hettem overturned that assumption entirely. Body temperature at the end of a chase remained within safe limits. The spike in heat occurred after the kill, not from the exertion of running, but from the stress of guarding its prize against ever-present thieves. That discovery fundamentally reshaped our understanding of the fastest animal on Earth. And when the breeding season arrives, the rhythm of life shifts. A mother cheetah must reduce her hunting frequency, move more slowly, spend most of her time concealed, because every hunt is a gamble that stakes the future of her cubs. Cheetah cubs depend entirely on their mother for the first 18 months of life. Each hunt is a roll of the dice the cubs left behind in a landscape teeming with predators. %80 of hunts take place in daylight, when visibility is sharpest, but also when kleptoparasites are most likely to spot a kill. This is the fatal flaw of speed. After the sprint, the cheetah is spent and surrounded by rivals, ready to steal the spoils. Supreme velocity, yet no strength to hold what it earns. A paradox that 40 million years of evolution has yet to resolve. If the cheetah represents the pinnacle of speed, then the African wild dog is the embodiment of collective endurance. With their distinctive mottled coats, each individual bearing a unique pattern, no two alike wild dogs are the most socially coordinated predators in Africa. They run at 37 to 45 miles per hour, considerably slower than a cheetah. But they sustain that pace over more than 3 miles without breaking stride. Their strategy is not to outrun their prey, but to outlast it. This is additive opportunistic capture, a pursuit tactic built on accumulation. The pack operates like a relay machine that never stops. Relay hunting, a system of rotational pursuit, maintains unbroken pressure on the target until it collapses entirely. The result? A success rate of 60 to 85%, 3 to 4 times that of lions. But coordination extends beyond the hunt itself. Even the decision to hunt is made democratically. A 2017 study published in Proceedings of the Royal Society B discovered that wild dogs vote by sneezing. Once enough individuals sneeze past a threshold, the pack moves out. A flawless team strategy, but not without cost. Lions are the leading cause of death for African wild dogs, not through direct competition for food, but through territorial conflict between two species that live in groups. After every successful hunt, wild dogs must eat as fast as possible before spotted hyenas or lions hear the commotion and arrive to steal. Kleptoparasitism, the act of stealing another predator's kill, is a survival tax that every smaller hunter pays on the savannah. To reduce conflict, some wild dog packs have found a surprising solution, establishing buffer zones near human settlements, where lions tend to stay away. That strategy reveals a deeper truth on the savannah. Endurance is not merely physical. It is the capacity to adapt when the rules of the game keep changing. Speed has told its story. Endurance has told its own. And when night falls, the balance of power on the savannah shifts entirely. Darkness is not an obstacle. Darkness is a weapon. In the blackness of Kruger, one hunter operates completely alone, and alone is enough. The leopard is the most consummate solitary killer on the African savannah. No pack required, no need for top speed, only absolute stealth. Its menu is astonishingly broad, from insects and rodents to warthogs. But optimal prey weighs between 22 and 90 pounds, the size of an impala or a duiker, just manageable enough to hoist into a tree. A leopard's eyes are 6 times more sensitive to light than a human's, thanks to the reflective tapetum lucidum and an overwhelming density of rod cells. Ears rotate nearly 180 degrees, scanning every frequency in the darkness. Whiskers vibrissae allow it to gauge the width of passages through thick vegetation, navigating the undergrowth without disturbing a single dry branch. Soft foot pads combined with fully retractable claws render each footstep nearly silent. It closes to within 10 to 30 feet of its prey before striking at that range. No escape attempt begins in time. The killing bite lands precisely on the nape or throat. Swift, clean, almost soundless. But making the kill is not the end. It is only the first half of the equation. On the savannah, the scent of blood travels faster than any runner. Spotted hyenas detect the crack of bone from miles away. Lions catch the scent of blood on the wind. The leopard's solution is to drag its kill into a tree. Exceptional neck and shoulder musculature allows it to haul prey weighing 2 to 3 times its own body weight up into the high branches. Up there, the meal is safe. No lion, no hyena can reach it. A larder suspended among the canopy, and only the leopard holds the key. No pack to share with. No allies to rely on. Everything from hunting to guarding to raising young is done alone. They are called the ghosts of the savannah, not because they are rare, but because even when standing in plain sight, they remain invisible. In Kruger, leopard density ranks among the highest in Africa, yet even the most seasoned safari guides will admit, spotting one is the luck of a lifetime. While the leopard commands the darkness through solitude, another empire commands the night through force. That empire bears a name, the lion. But not the version most people imagine. This is a more sophisticated predator, one nearly invisible under the cover of night. Most of the world knows lions through daytime imagery sprawled lazily beneath acacia canopies. But lions truly awaken when the sun goes down. Research by Craig Packer, published in PLOS ONE in 2011, uncovered a striking link between lunar cycles and hunting behavior. On nights of the full moon, lions reduce their activity, ceding roughly 40% of their active time to competing predators. This explains why lion attacks on humans occur more frequently in the days following a full moon, when the cats are hungriest and most desperate. But on moonless nights, lions dominate absolutely. A lion's eyes are equipped with a tapetum lucidum, reflecting light back through the retina a second time, granting night vision 6 to 8 times sharper than a human's. In the dark, prey is virtually blind. Lions are not. But vision is only one part of the equation. Formation tactics are the decisive factor. In 1992, ecologist Philip Stander documented a coordinated hunting formation he termed wing and center, and this is a stage entirely devoid of male lions. The lionesses split into 2 groups. The wings encircle from the flanks, while the center drives prey into the trap. Each lioness holds a specific role within the formation, and that position remains consistent across multiple hunts. They do not fight in chaos, they fight according to a script. When panicked prey bolts from the center group, it runs directly into the ambush where the wing lionesses have waited patiently, concealed, and ready to deliver the decisive strike. A lioness can reach speeds approaching 50 miles per hour, but sustains that burst for only 100 to 200 yards. This is not an exhausting pursuit. It is a lethal ambush, and it must be executed with absolute precision. LiDAR data reveals that lionesses preferentially select areas with restricted visibility, heavy vegetation that conceals both footfall and silhouette. Average visibility at preferred ambush sites measures roughly 11 feet, close enough that prey has no time to react. Within this flawless choreography, the lioness pride operates as a self-contained, autonomous killing machine. Without relying on the size or brute strength of males, they compensate with an intimate understanding of one another, iron discipline, and a masterful exploitation of darkness. They are not merely mothers nurturing their young. In the pitch-black night, they are an elite fighting force, the most patient and lethal female assassins on the savannah. By night, lions are an empire. But that power carries a darker side. Not the food they hunt, but the food they steal from other hunters. Kleptoparasitism, the act of stealing kills from other predators, is one of the most widespread yet least discussed tactics on the savannah. In the Ngorongoro crater and the Serengeti, lions may obtain up to 50% of their annual food intake by robbing other species of their kills. That figure is not an anomaly. It is a systematic strategy. Cheetahs lose 10 to 15% of their kills to thieves. Wild dogs lose an even higher proportion. Kleptoparasitism forces every predator to make a choice. Eat fast, cash in a tree, or accept the loss. It is the survival tax, and no one is exempt. But one species does not merely pay the tax, it rewrites the entire code. The spotted hyena, an animal most people know only as a scavenger, one of the greatest misconceptions in the history of biology. Spotted hyenas are not scrap collectors. They are apex hunters, and their intelligence far exceeds their ungainly appearance. With a top speed of roughly 37 miles per hour and the ability to maintain high speeds over distances exceeding 2.5 miles, they rank among the most tenacious pursuit predators on the savannah. But the real strategy lies in social organization. Spotted hyenas employ a fission-fusion structure, splitting apart and reassembling fluidly, depending on hunting conditions. Roughly 75% of hunts are solo when prey is small. No formation is needed. But the most remarkable quality lies not in their jaws or consumption speed. It lies in their brains. Research by Christine Dreher at Duke University in 2009 subjected spotted hyenas to cooperative problem-solving tests, the kind of challenge that many primate species fail. Spotted hyenas passed. They solved cooperative puzzles faster than chimpanzees. Social intelligence, the ability to recognize hierarchies, form alliances, read the signals of allies and enemies, proves more complex in hyenas than in many primates ever studied. Hyena clans operate under a matriarchal structure, females lead. Feeding priority is distributed by social rank, not by violence. In a world where brute force usually prevails, the spotted hyena proves that collective intelligence is a weapon no enemy can break. If you find the hidden intelligence of the wild as captivating as we do, share your thoughts in the comments below. But on the East African savanna, not every predator triumphs through speed or collective wit. Some dominate through patience alone. The Mara River, originating at the Mau Escarpment in Kenya, flows across the Tanzanian border, cutting directly through the path of the greatest migration on Earth. The Great Migration, one of the 7 natural wonders of Africa, funnels nearly 2 million wildebeest and hundreds of thousands of zebra across this river every year. And beneath the murky surface, Nile crocodiles lie in wait with patience honed across hundreds of millions of years. The crocodile's body plan has remained virtually unchanged since the age of the dinosaurs. They are living fossils, proof that when a design reaches perfection, evolution sees no reason to intervene. Dinosaurs vanished, mammoths disappeared. But the crocodile endures with the same armor, the same bite, the same patience. An exceptionally low metabolism allows a Nile crocodile to fast for weeks, even months, without losing strength. When prey arrives, they strike with an estimated bite force of approximately 22,000 newtons, one of the most powerful bites ever recorded. Ambush technique is calculated to the inch. They lie submerged, exposing only eyes and nostrils, waiting for hours until prey steps within striking range. The death roll, a spinning maneuver of lethal torque, tears prey apart when the jaws cannot chew. A solution that is mechanically brutal yet biomechanically flawless. Each year, approximately 6,000 250 wildebeest drown during river crossings. Crocodiles are not merely predators. They are an essential link in the nutrient cycle, a bridge between terrestrial life and the underwater world. But the evolutionary arms race does not end with the large predators. Among the giants, smaller masters are quietly writing their own rules, armed with weapons so specialized that science took decades to decode them. The serval possesses the largest ears relative to body size of any cat on the planet. Weighing 20 to 40 pounds with the longest legs in proportion to body size of any feline, the serval is a predator purpose-built for tall grasslands. Oval-shaped ears rotate nearly 360 degrees, functioning as two independent radar dishes, ceaselessly scanning for the faintest sound amid the sea of grass. While most cats hunt by sight, the serval hunts almost entirely by sound. It stands motionless in the grassland, head slightly tilted, ears swiveling as though listening to the entire world moving beneath its feet. And then, with almost no warning, the body explodes into a soaring vertical leap, plunging down precisely onto the spot where prey hides beneath the thick grass. No chase, no prolonged ambush. Only absolute silence, followed by a strike of staggering accuracy. The serval hunts by sound, achieving a success rate rivaling predators many times its size. But if the serval is radar, then the caracal is a missile. The caracal, the smallest yet most powerful warrior of the mid-sized cat family, possesses an astonishing ability, leaping vertically up to 10 feet to snatch birds in flight. The black tufts at the tips of its ears, ear tufts, are not merely aesthetic. They function as tactile antennae, sensing air currents and vibrations in the surrounding environment. The caracal adapts to every terrain, from tangled forest to semi-desert, from tall grassland to cliff faces. While the leopard needs trees to cache its kills, the caracal needs every type of terrain to survive, and therein lies its advantage. Not as fast as a cheetah, not as powerful as a lion, not as stealthy as a leopard, but the caracal adapts better than all of them when the environment shifts. But predators are not the only players in this evolutionary arms race. On the other side of the survival equation, prey is fighting back, and their arsenal is no less sophisticated. Across the savannah, an invisible map exists, one that no eye can see, yet it is engraved deep in the mind of every prey animal. In areas frequented by lions, an impala will devote an additional 40% of its time to vigilance, sacrificing feeding time for constant scanning of the horizon. The consequences are remarkable. Areas boycotted by prey undergo ecological regeneration. This is the trophic cascade effect, where the mere shadow of a predator can reshape an entire ecosystem. Fear, therefore, is not a weakness. It is a survival tool honed to perfection. And it has forged defense algorithms of breathtaking sophistication, sculpted by natural selection over millions of years. The dilution effect. Within a herd of 1,000 wildebeest, the probability of any single individual being targeted drops to just 0.1%. Zebra deploy the tactic of motion dazzle, an optical illusion generated by their stripes. When the herd moves as one, the animals merge into a chaotic mass of black and white, making it impossible for a predator to isolate the outline of a single body for a strike. And this defense system does not operate in isolation. It is an interspecies intelligence network. A baboon calls an alarm from a high vantage point, and an entire stretch of savanna listens. An impala places its trust in the warning cries of oxpecker birds riding on its back. Warthogs and impala even form alliances. Warthogs dig for tubers, inadvertently uncovering food for impala. In return, the impala's sharp eyes stand guard for both. Every prey species is a solution to the survival equation. And when combined, they create a cross-species early warning system, a wall of defense that no predator can fully breach. From a cheetah hurtling at 70 miles per hour to a 3-pound black-footed cat dispatching 14 kills per night. From lions ambushing under a moonless sky to a honey guide leading honey hunters to the hive. Every species is an answer to the same question. How does one survive on the most unforgiving land on Earth? The answer is not strength, not speed, not intelligence alone. Survival belongs to those who understand the rules of the game and know when to change them. On the African savanna, the evolutionary arms race has no finish line. There is no permanent victor. Only the next move, and that game is still being played right now, beneath a moon our eyes will never see. Thank you for joining Nature's Moments. The natural world still holds countless stories waiting to be told. We will see you on the next journey. A shadow glides through the tall grass. Not a sound, not a trace. Only a pair of amber eyes measuring the distance between patience and death. The leopard. A creature cloaked in rosettes, the most elusive of all Africa's great cats. But this phantom of the night is not the only sovereign of the land called Kenya. Kenya, where every dawn is a contest. Where the boundless grasslands of the Masai Mara merge with the still alkaline shores of Lake Nakuru. Every landscape becomes a living stage for the most remarkable stories nature has ever told. From the sun-baked plains of Samburu in the north to the foot of Kilimanjaro in the south, this is a land where every creature carries within it a story. a story of strength, intelligence, and unyielding spirit. Welcome to Nature's Moments, where we explore the greatest wonders the natural world has to offer. When darkness descends upon the grasslands of the Masai Mara, the eerie call of one of Africa's most misunderstood predators pierces the night, the spotted hyena. A creature as adaptable as it is intelligent, whose reputation rarely captures the depth of its behavior or the sophistication of its social life. Contrary to popular belief, spotted hyenas are far more than scavengers. They are skilled hunters and true masters of survival. They live in tightly structured clans, led by a dominant female, the matriarch. She enforces order and directs the group's strategies. Some clans number over 80 members, each with a defined role within the community. Cooperation lies at the heart of hyena society. Mutual grooming, playful cub interactions, and constant communication strengthen the bonds between members. While some guard the territory, others hunt or care for the young. The division of labor is impressively systematic. Muscular frames, the strongest jaws among all mammals with a bite force of 1100 psi and a distinctive spotted coat, make them unmistakable. Forelegs longer than hind legs create their